doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I'm actually good to go. Hey guys, I'm doing my part. I have some
I'm doing my
news.
part.
Not really. Maybe I wasn't good to go. I came in here all gung ho and now I'm feeling all shy and nervous and like I don't know if I was
I'm doing my part.
if I was as prepared as I thought I would be. Anyway, hi, hello. Where's the beard? Hey, we haven't started the growth. Actually, we have. Start the clock. We're trying to grow an entire beard by the end of the stream, okay? I'm doing your part. Thank goodness someone's helping me out. Hello, hello, hello. Just picture chat in our underwear. Don't mind if I do. I might do that a lot, to be honest. Hydrate with hair tonic. That's a good point. We must do this immediately. So for those who have been regularly watching, you already know what's going on. Basically, one of our members said something the previous Red Dead Redemption stream that stuck with me, and I was like, you know what? They're right. They're so right. So shout out to iDave, who said, if chat isn't willing to dedicate 2 hours of their time, do they really deserve Arthur's 10 out of 10 beard? And I went, yeah, why am I dedicating my time when we should be dedicating our time? So by the end of this stream, Arthur will have a 10 out of 10 beard. Even if it takes us 6 hours, okay? We are going to go through the pain and suffering of seeing how long it takes. Keep in mind that we have already dedicated a few hours of our gameplay to trying to grow it, but this will be dedicated to it. So we'll see how that all turns out, but we'll yap away before we get into it. Hi Mass, how you going? So we're avoiding story and just doing beard work. Yes, exactly right. So there is going to be maybe the electric chair. I think considering that is on the list, I'm happy to do that quest line and then beard growing. We're gonna just see how much effort it really takes. Hi, Phantom. Yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you. Will you also have a 10 out of 10 beard by the end of stream? If I were more prepared, then yes. If I had any ability to foreplan, then yes, I would also be growing a beard right here. It'd be ginger, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Ask, how you been? What's your dream? Well, in terms of goals and achievements, I don't know. But what I can tell you is I do remember my dream from last night. Two in particular. One, that the UK new Prime Minister had been in whatever the terminology is. There was a new Prime Minister because Starmer's stepping down. And it was like a blonde woman. I don't know what her name was, but she was now the prime minister, and I legitimately woke up this morning going, is the new prime? Wait, I thought it was gonna be that guy from Manchester." So I got very confused for a moment. But no, there is no blonde woman as the prime minister so far. Give it a little bit of time. They swap out their prime ministers so quickly that maybe I did make a prediction. And then the second dream I remembered from my endeavors last night. I don't know why I said endeavors. A second dream from last night that I remember is I was in an examination room like in high school again, and I had to do a maths exam, but it was the most confusing maths exam ever because it also had all of these like spelling tests in it, and it was so convoluted because it was like turn to page I think it was 773 or 337 or something. It had threes and sevens in it to do the exam. And I was like, why don't you just give me a piece of paper? And so it was this fat as hell textbook. I turned to page, let's say 337, and then the the quiz, the exam was in the textbook, and you're meant to just write in the textbook. But if you keep flipping through the pages, there were more exams. So I'm like, what if I'm doing the wrong exam? And I had turned up 10 minutes late, so I couldn't ask if I was on the right page, and it was so awkward. Yeah, turned to 394. And so I was so confused because I'm like, what if I'm doing the wrong exam? And then I flipped a few pages earlier, and like I said, it was like a spelling test, and it was just, I don't know what was going on. It was crazy. It was just crazy. On the 337 is the quest exactly. Thank you, Juan. I really appreciate that. Anywho, hi Random Rants. Hi Glowy. Your local Glowy's quite cute. I don't mind that. Beloved is also adorable. But yes, you got it, Unicorn. I am indeed a Kiwi. Well done. You could just make a beard out of your hair. We could try... did I bring a hair tie up here? I can go get a hair tie. We could try braiding it underneath my chin. It looks like a literal chin strap, so you're right. Maybe we can work on that at the end, depending on how long the actual beard growing takes. Ginger people think you eat their hair. It's true. It's true. In fact, it's a plant. Oh, yes, the ginger root is a plant. That's right. Oh, goodness gracious. What's going on there? Anyway, goodbye. Hi Stinson, how you going? I can't remember my dreams. Is that good or bad? It definitely is just common. I think a lot of people don't really remember their dreams. It's not it's not good or bad. It simply just is. Well, that's an interesting bet. What do you bet on? $5? Will you give me $5 if I just rip one right now? Oh my goodness. Hi Quinn, how you going? There are a few bans straight off the bat. How interesting. Anyway, it looks like the YouTube is coming back nice and quickly. Oh goodness gracious. I love how Random Rants, you said unicorn ruiner, and yet you're the one who asked about farting. I think it's to do with the time you take to wake up because the memories disappear real quick. Yes, that's my understanding of dreams as well, is that you only remember like 10% of your dream. And if you don't remember it, like you say, when you first wake up, then it's just poof, gone. Random Rants, have you even been in here before today? Doesn't look like it. I don't see any user history. But no, I have not. At the end of the stream, except as Ginger. This is adorable. I love this. How long have you been trans for? Well, basically, what some people don't really realize is it's not so much about when you transition. It's about how you feel before the transition as well. And so for me, I've just felt like who I am since I guess I was able to form opinions and thoughts, and just feeling like something like it was a little bit different. So my whole life, I guess, would be the answer in that one. Hi Jasper, how you going? Thought it were, oh, which was the money? Offering to fart for money on the internet is bold. Yes, well, we'll see what happens. Can we do less capitalization, please, Random Rants? We are whole. Well, that's nice, isn't it? I feel, well, Random Rants, because I recognize the username, but not the numbers, so I wasn't 100% sure. But the problem that is happening on my end is I don't see any of your history, so keep that in mind, that apparently sometimes it doesn't log it. You talk too much to let the pressure build up for farts. So a little known fact, Random Rants, actually my regulars know this, is that my dad is a gastrointestinal surgeon. So I can tell you by proxy that that's not how it works. And I know you know that's not how it works. thank you, Terry. That's really kind. I feel slightly better now with a more normal comment. Anyway, random rants. If you're gonna keep on using caps lock, you are gonna get timed out. Just a heads up. The one feeling in Minecraft when you I am a mystery. Okay, that's your final warning. If you do caps lock again, then there will be a 10-minute timeout because you have been warned before. Because that's basically the only association with you. It's not necessarily best thing. Is that an expensive wig? It will be one day once I sell it. Okay, Nine Fox, can we? Random rants. Random rants. I was very clear. You now have 10-minute timeout. You're welcome to hang out, but we don't like the all caps, okay? We're whole. I'm glad it wasn't just me. Yeah, no need to yell. Anyway, Glowy Sir, that one feeling in Minecraft when you tamed a bunch of dogs, but now you can't place a block without typing kill or slaying them. Ayaya. I am not as familiar with these Minecraft shenanigans, but please, not the dogs. I'm glad you're going well, Jasper. See, we have some normal people on YouTube as well. Love from Bali. See, that's nice as well. I think I was saying this before, is that YouTube has been a bit quiet the last couple weeks, and I wondered if that's because I wasn't streaming as frequently, but I feel like now that I'm starting to stream a little bit more again, or rather, I don't know if that's the proper terminology. Anyway, it seems we seem to be bringing back some people, but there are wonderful people as well. Hi, Grady. Speaking of, I like your face. I like your words. Thank you so much, Official Fresh Lemons. Don't let the haters win. Oh, thank you, Terry. From Australia? Wait, are you from Australia or am I from Australia? I do have a story though. Getting back on the grind, exactly. Our winter is just cold here. I can't wait for it to finish. Hopefully it is nice and swift. Yeah, is it a trollful day? It feels like it. Hi, Gordo. Gluten morgen. A lot of bread in that morning, hey? There are wonderful people. And then there's also me. I feel like a lot of people share that sentiment, though. Anyway, that's the thing. It is not every single YouTuber who comes in. We just have an overwhelming amount of odd people seem to be on YouTube. But see, look, there we've got normal people too. Oh, there we go. From South Africa. Very kif. That's lekker, man. Hello, my name is Fish. Hello, Fish. I feel like a name like Fish for Bird Machine as the username is going to mess with my head, but it is a pleasure to have you here nonetheless. And brown cheese. Bread and brown cheese. I actually don't know what brown cheese is implying, but I'll take your word for it. Hello, I am well. Ni, how are you? I just read that full sentence. That's quite clever. Well done. Well done. I am doing well. I've had a wonderful morning. The weather has been wonderful here in the UK. It's been good temperature. I went for a little walk and now I get to hang out with you guys. You know what sounds really good right now? A breakfast burrito. That does sound good. Enjoy. Oh, thank you, Marcin. But no, just New Zealand. Although I will tell you that there was an ad. I can't remember what it was for. Maybe C Mama, if you remember this, or any other New Zealanders, it had the boy from Boy, and it had Santa, but Santa was actually God, and the only thing I remember from it is that the boy was kind of like wanting to jump off to do some like bombs into the water. New Zealanders call it manu, and he's just like gazing out into beautiful New Zealand, and he's like, ah, my Eden, basically implying that New Zealand is the Garden of Eden. And that's the only thing that stuck with me from that ad, but I'm not going to disagree with Santa, okay? It's a cheese in Norway, okay, with jam on top. That actually sounds pretty good. Tanzania, not ethnically, but I live there. Oh, that's cool. Very awesome. I don't think I've met anyone from Tanzania. Well, so I hope you're enjoying it. How long have you been there? Because I guess if you were born there It could still be not necessarily Tanzanian if your parents aren't Tanzanian, I suppose. Anyway, how long have you been there? That's pretty cool. I must say you're beautiful. Thank you, Jasper. Thank you, thank you. I enjoy your personality. Stop. Too kind. No, don't remember what it's from. Yeah, that's the thing, is I feel like it was, I'm going to make a guess, C Mama. I reckon, not insurance, I reckon it would be for the lotto. I do agree that something like insurance makes sense, but I can envision like lotto at the end of that ad too. Guten Morgen. I started learning German. This is not an any lesson. No. It's Guten Morgen, as you know, Crossbow. But gluten was just funny because it makes it sound like it is a bread morning. Hi, B. Good to see you. I don't think anyone would have given you a membership. Sorry, Terry. I don't actually have memberships active at the moment. So I will have to get onto that at some point. But no, you will not have a membership because I currently don't have them available. It's actually why, whey boiled down until it caramelizes. That actually sounds delicious. And then that's what would cause that brown color of the cheese. Been in Tanzania for 2 years as a spy to assist in the next coup. Well, you're not doing a very good job at announcing that you are a spy. I feel like that's kind of spy work 101. Don't tell people you're a spy. Hotel Trivago. I must have missed it. Okay, Guten Morgen. I started learning German. Oh, must be in B2 lesson. Okay, all right. My bad. I just skipped over the end of the punchline. That is on me. I take full responsibility. Much like the Germans, we don't understand humor, so we've got to give us a pass there. Everyone who comments below is officially denouncing Jesus. Well, I feel like there are a lot of people who that's not going to bother Angston, but nonetheless. Tanzania speaks German. Oh, is that? No, I thought it was a different country that still speak German. I don't know the African country languages very well. I didn't think it was Tanzania. I feel like it was a country starting with R. But let's have a look. German African colonies. Maybe if you remember, then Clem might remember you. Hilarious. If there's a membership where there'll be a dress code, yes, dress however you wish. So Tanzania, Swahili and English. Okay. I want to be a member. Thank you. That's very kind. I will get onto it soon. The name's Sterling Archer. International Super Spy. People flip their pillows to the cold side so they feel comfortable. That's the thing, is a lot of people talk about cold pillows. I've never understood that. I'm not one of those people. I don't really know what it means. It's not a thing that I need. Anyway, S-Pie. Tasty. Hi, Toothbrush. May you be slimed indeed. Yeah, the guy who commented. That's the thing, is like, I know there are a lot of people who don't believe in God, but there are a lot of people who do. And so comments like that, it's just kind of trying to, what's the word? Poke the bear. And it's just not nice. It's just not nice. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Rwanda, but now I'm thinking it might be Namibia that I was thinking of. But Rwanda was what I was considering. However, you are correct. Tanzania was indeed colonized by Germany at one point. So today I learned. But Namibia, I believe, is the one that I was thinking. I think they still speak German. Lucrative colonies, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, stuff that I will have to spend a lot more time to really... No, not Rhodesia. Is it even called Rhodesia now? Is that Zimbabwe now? Gosh, my African geography is so terrible. Will I be required to wear pants? No. You're all good, Gordo. No pants required with the membership. All G. Pineapple on pizza is always a popular internet argument. Hey, rage bait, that's the one. Who is cooking food? My live-in chef. Isn't that wonderful? Burkina Faso is another one, you reckon? Are you Irish? No, not all gingers are Irish nor Scottish. Why do people bring up denouncing God? It's so driven. So basically, it was just one person who was trying to do exactly what is going on now, is bring attention to the conversation they want to bring attention to. The thing is that they're probably not even still here in the live stream anyway. They've already moved on, but their idea is to try and sow discourse amongst the people who do stick around. Like you say, it's juvenile. You've absolutely nailed it, and it's just someone who achieved their goal basically. But if we move on, then they will not have their goal achieved. My mom has a German African student at her school and is wait, you're kidding. His surname is Hitler. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Because I know that there is still today a lot of people called Adolf or Adolf or however you like to pronounce it. But I haven't thought about the fact that there'd be people still with the surname Hitler. That is so unfortunate. I feel like you'd probably just change your name at that point, maybe one day. There's a blood diamond joke. Where are you from? Oh, gotcha. I still haven't seen it, so no wonder it went over my head. Southern Rhodesia is called Zimbabwe. And then Northern Rhodesia is Zambia. Today I learned. Thank you very much for teaching me. Oh, thank you, Terry. That is very kind. I have a live-in chef. It's me. Oh, crap. Yeah, it's me as well. Who is cooking then? The oven's still on. We're all going to be burning soon, or at least me. I briefly dated someone whose dad fought in the Bush War. What's the Bush War? Dare I ask? The Bush War. Oh, does that mean George Bush? Oh, it's in Rhodesia, obviously. Okay, well, that feels very on topic. Thank you very much. I just never heard of the Bush War. So it's the civil war in Rhodesia. Okay, so before it split, I guess. Well, the thing is that when I went to Croatia, just only a few months ago, I didn't realize how Yugoslavia was only in the 90s, and so a lot of those countries in the now I'm getting confused between Balkan and Baltic. Crossbow, is it Baltic or Balkan? Or any other Europeans who know if it's Baltic or Balkan region? Thank you. Thank you. So the Balkans, I didn't realize how recent a lot of those countries were formed. It was just insane knowledge. And so if that is in a place that is closer to where the European countries that I often learn more about, then let alone all of the changes that happen in Africa as well. Hoo-wee, so much going on. Hollandish Danish vibes. Well, my dad's German, if that helps. I don't know if that's quite the way, but anyhow. If anyone asks me if I like lemons, yes, they tell me why it's too sour. I like lemons because lemonade. I like lemons too. I like lemons even if it's not in lemonade, because lemonade often will have sugar in it, but I like lemons for the sourness too. My lemon plant survives a big thunderstorm no matter what. I'd love to get a lemon tree. You've inspired me. Throw another shrimp on the barbie. I'm not an Australian, just a FYI. I am from a little bit further to the east, or really, really far to the west if you go the other way. Howdy from Texas. Hi, Eric. Blink 4 times if you're secretly a superhero. Well, it's not happening over here. My African geography history is limited. I know something about northern countries, South Africa, but everything in the middle is just a dust cloud for me. Yeah, and I mean, it's such a massive continent, and there's so much that goes on there. But I think that especially a lot of us who are here today in this live stream are from America or European or UK kind of backgrounds. And so to learn about Africa as well, like you've really had to go out of your way to learn that history. And in so many ways that would be very impressive, but it just goes to show how that kind of education or information isn't just casually shared in our schooling systems, for example. And so I don't think that any of us should be expected to know it, but it's just cool when people do know, you know what I mean? Let's just have a sunny day. Exactly. I've got the IMDb, thank you. Hitler is basically an extinct name in Europe, but in the former African colonies, sorry, Hitler is still a surname. Yeah, well, apparently. There's even a Namibian politician called Adolf Hitler. No freaking way. Oh, gosh. Hopefully they can reclaim the name, but it still feels like, I guess people could have named their kids after them when he had popularity, and it's just kind of continued over. But hopefully Africa can move on from using those names going forward as well. That's rough, man. The Bush War sounds like something neighbors would fight about in their lawns. Exactly right. The classic Bush Wars. It's a civil rights matter, but nonetheless. I don't know what Boston cake is. Sorry, Explorer. The Bush War is a deforestation war in Brazil fought with wax and lasers. Well, this one is saying Rhodesia, but I'll choose to believe that there can be multiple. I'm from New Zealand, for those who are new, I am from New Zealand. I lived in Australia for 10 years, and now I'm living in the UK. You're all caught up to speed. My heritage, though, I am Maori and German, but I grew up in New Zealand. So it wasn't until I was an adult that I left New Zealand. So basically, all of my culture and education and all these kinds of things were in New Zealand, with a little bit of German influence from my dad, who immigrated there before I was born. And then I moved to Australia and spent my adult life there, and now I'm starting fresh in a new country. I'm in England. You are now up to speed with me. I grew up with a lot of Balkan refugees, kids in the early 2000s. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be a surprise after all the warring in the late 1900s, hey?
Clem is from Takes a Deep Breath, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Look, it's a big long list, so I don't like to rattle it off too much, but thank you so much, Lil Goth, for doing the due diligence on my behalf. That is very kind, and thank you for the 100 bits, of course, as well. What's your opinion on modernism? I actually don't know what modernism is, sorry, Kino. I'm not familiar with it, so I don't currently have an opinion. Tell me why. New Zealand has split ends and sheep, exactly right. The Baltics, yeah, they're further north, and then the Balkans are further south. Yes, you're right. Baltics are exactly that area, Nine Fox. Good job. I mentioned Bush War due to Rhodesia. Yeah, I got it. Such elegant display. Oh, stop. Thank you, Standard. That was quite a message. You're making me blush. Could you imagine cooking shrimp on a Barbie? That'd get everywhere. Not Tenko. Who do you think will win the World Cup this year? I think... So there's a difference, but so I'm voting for Norway. That's who I'm vying for as my World Cup winner. Do I think they will actually win? I don't know. I feel like Argentina will likely win. I think if we're to, based on some of the upsets, like Brazil getting out, Germany getting out, France is still in, but some of the people who are often the teams or countries rather that you see at least in the finals are not going to be in the finals. And Argentina, Spain. I think Argentina probably is the big team that is most likely to take it out, but there have been a lot of other countries that are really showing some great prowess. So I'm going for Norway. Sad part is reading about culture, history, geography, maths, art, and culture doesn't help you land in a job yet, but you can still do it for fun and interest, Hi Vashish, how you going? The same way that you can play a whole bunch of video games, they don't necessarily land you a job. That doesn't mean that you don't enjoy playing video games, The problem is when you reclaim the name and everyone sees it as a good name, in 20 to 50 years, someone will say, yeah, but back in World War II, yeah, and then it just is a cycle. So I think it would be better if they move on from that naming convention. My grandfather was from Yugoslavia. Very sad what they do. Yeah, that's the thing is I only learnt about that kind of history and just a brief history so recently when I went to Croatia. And it was just fascinating. I didn't realize how recent that all went down, basically. Yes, I'm in the UK right now. Fit, you got it. Yes, traveling the world. That's the idea. When you will want to stay? Oh, where will I want to stay when I am ancient? I guess is what you're implying there, Explorer. I'm not 100% sure. I think for me right now, I'm really prioritizing traveling. So I'm going to Spain in a couple of weeks' time, which is very exciting. And I really want to explore more of Europe. After I have satiated myself there, is when I will either decide, you know what, I can never satiate myself. I can never be satisfied with how much European travel there is, so I'm going to settle in Europe so that I can see more. Or if I'm like, no, I've seen enough, time to go back to New Zealand or Australia or maybe something new. I don't know. I'm not planning that far ahead. Basically, the plan is to be in the UK for the next 3 years. And then from there, like I'll be a completely different person after all that time. So and there'll be other things to consider. So I won't know until after the next 2 or 3 years on where I want to be. I guess. When was the decision made to grow your beard? Probably when I was about 10 years old, I think, is when I made that decision. But yeah, my dad is German, but he immigrated to New Zealand. Basically, I can't remember if it was 1990 or 1991. Anyway, early 90s. What's your opinion on deja vu? I feel like I've heard this one before, actually. Why didn't you try USA then? For someone born in New Zealand, diversity visa is easy to get. Diversity visa, I've never even heard of. The reason why I wasn't interested in USA is because I wanted to explore Europe. Like, it's really as simple as that. It's nothing to do with the American. Like, I know America is beautiful. I've been to America and it is very gorgeous. I did think about Canada at one point, but it's really just boils down to the fact that I want to explore Europe, and the UK is easier to get a visa than Europe. I am going to try and get my German passport, so that will open up the EU, for example. But I want to explore Europe, and USA is very far from Europe. So of course I would settle in a country that's in Europe. Yes, see, Mama, I've literally got it open here. Thank you so much for the IMDb. I think we as a humanity need better handle shadow terms. Why can't I have a short mustache? If bad historic person promote bananas, do we ban bananas? We need to handle it better. Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. Hey, I don't even have answers. How often do you post? So in terms of vertical content, like I'm about to end Red Dead Redemption 2, so it'll probably be 3 times a week. And then in terms of live streaming, I'm trying to do 3 times a week as well. But I've been taking a bit of a mental health break, so I'm kind of just streaming when I feel like it at the moment. Makes you more interesting to know. Like, hell yeah, toothbrush. What do you like to do when you travel? Ooh. I like to eat a lot of local cuisine. I like to walk in a direction without any plan. What else do I like to do? I don't know. I guess I like to talk to the locals. I definitely like sitting in local establishments. I don't really know how to explain it. I will, once I go to Spain, I'll let you know, and I'll think more intentionally about it. Are you on a Commonwealth visa? Yeah, close enough. I've always wondered, how do people move and get a place? Do you need good income? So a lot of people will get a place in a lot of different ways. So my friend who moved to Denmark, for example, she literally just went on a website that's kind of like looking for flatmates, and that's how she got her place. Is I think it's a 2-bedroom. I actually haven't been to it yet, but it's a there was someone already living there, and they had someone move out, so they were looking for someone new, and that's how she managed to get into that place, even though she hadn't fully moved, hadn't even landed in Denmark yet. For me, the person I am staying with, I already knew, so I've been allowed to stay in their place. Otherwise, the same way that you find a place, even if you're in your own country. So let's say you're from America. How do you find an apartment or place to stay in America? when you think about that answer, that's how you find a place, even if you are moving countries. It's the exact same process. Having a good income obviously helps, especially if you can buy property, but even for rental, you just have to go through the same application and hope that someone accepts you. Immigrated or emigrated? So immigrant is someone who comes into the country. Emigrate is someone who leaves the country. I was thinking of taking a year off work to go travel the world. Hiya, James. How do you make sure the best use of your time to truly appreciate it fully? I think that is very subjective, and it's very much about what you make of it and what your philosophy is. I'm very much a person who doesn't feel like you need to be packing your time, like your day with a whole bunch of stuff, because I'm a very like chill. I love relaxing. Just any day of the week. It doesn't even have to be a vacation. I like living a very slow, like beachy style life. And so I don't feel like I have wasted a day if I have just kind of kicked my feet up. But other people that I have a friend that's like the worst nightmare. If they go traveling, they have to fill every single hour. My dad's a little bit like that as well, with doing something. And so that is just up to you, James. I think for me, it's just, yeah, what is your philosophy in that? And for me, it's just kind of waking up and going, what do I want to do today, and trying to achieve that. It doesn't, and then in that sense, it won't be wasted in a way, but only you can answer that. Do you know who the streamer IShowSpeed? Yes, of course I know IShowSpeed. I feel like with how large IShowSpeed is, it's kind of hard to not know who he is. Europe does have some very pretty buildings, yes. I was joking before I moved that the reason why I want to go to Europe is because the Roman Empire is about to become my Roman Empire. Good luck with the beard. Thank you, Crow. Very much appreciated. And thank you for the follow as well. For German passport, you might have to stay in 5 years. You live in Düsseldorf. Very nice. So I am going back to New Zealand in October. And so we're going to try and organize my German passport through the embassy there, because my dad's German, so I can claim German citizenship and be a German nationalist. That doesn't sound right. German citizen. And so once I go to the embassy and show them all the documents and how my parents are married and my dad's a German, blah, 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 then they can say, yes, you do qualify for being a German. And then I say, okay, cool. Can I also have a passport then, please? And then they ask for money, and hopefully it'll all go smoothly. So it shouldn't take 5 years for me at very least. Love from Australia. Thank you, Terry. It's always nice. I'm actually going back to Australia in October as well, which is exciting. Did you enjoy your coffee this morning? I did. So the place that I've been going to doesn't know how to make a flat white. And so instead of asking for a flat white, I said, can I please have a double shot latte? And it was so much better than what I've had the last couple times I've been there. So I'm trying to teach them how to make a flat white. But it was better. And then they were experimenting with this like ice cream sandwich thing. So I got a free ice cream sandwich. So I was a very happy girl. Has becoming a professional online yapper helped you become a professional yapper with people in real life? Yes, but maybe not because of the ability to talk to other people. Because keep in mind that right now, I'm not like I can read your messages in the time frame that suits me. And so it's not really natural conversation whatsoever. And I am comfortable in the confines of my attic. And hi, hello. And so you would think that it could help, but there is a very big difference of being able to talk and then being able to socialize. And so as an example, a lecturer who is telling their students about their subject, they might be able to rattle off about their subject for an hour straight, but that's very different to now having a one-on-one conversation that's not about their subject. So For some people, it might be able to help in socialization. For me, the reason why it's helped with people in real life is actually more about the confidence in myself. I have felt since I started live streaming a few years ago that I really started to understand more about who I am and what I'm confident in and what I'm comfortable with, and not feeling the social pressure to be anything other than myself, which is quite sweet in its own right. And because of that, that's kind of what's helped me in real life. So the streaming helped me build my confidence in myself, which means now when I interact with people and new people, I'm just like, hey, this is who I am. You either like it or you don't. And if you don't, that's okay. And so I'm not putting as much, I don't have as much fear of like social rejection or fear of looking like a fool, I guess, because I look like a fool pretty much every single time I go live. So I think that's where it's helped with me in particular. But for others, you'll actually thank you. For others, you'll actually find that the streamers, even though they seem very charismatic and have the ability to talk for hours on end, are actually very socially anxious people. And it is because, like I said, you're not actually, this is not a natural way of having a conversation. And keep in mind that when you are speaking with other people, it's not just about speaking, it's about listening. And live streamers, unless you're doing a co-stream or podcasting, perhaps, they're not practicing the listening skill. They are practicing the speaking skill, but they're not practicing the listening whatsoever. And so in a social situation, some of the best socializers have that ability to actually listen. Isn't that crazy? So I would say that sometimes when I get socially anxious in a new group, I find that I fill the silence a lot because I do have that ability. I literally have been doing that right now for the last few minutes. I can speak for minutes on end without a break, without needing, like, I can take a topic and I can speak about it. And so if there are people who are anxious themselves, that works really well because I'm like, okay, I will take on the role of the yapper. But again, that is not normal. I actually don't care about dead air so much. It's more about assessing where the other person is at. And if the other person is quite a timid individual, then I actually find those situations easier because then I'm like, I'll just fill the space because that's what I do for a job, essentially. But for people who are, like I said, for an actual conversation, it is meant to be two-sided. And so when other people are talking about themselves, and live stream doesn't necessarily help with that because, like I said, you're not practicing the listening side of things. That is all. What is your channel about? We like to have conversations. That's what we like to do. I say after ranting about the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with listening. Conversations with Clem, I guess. Coffee chats. Just like catching up with a friend over coffee, I guess. As a quiet person, I appreciate the yappers takes the burden off me. Exactly. And so in those scenarios, I do find that I do fine because I'm like, okay, I know my role in this social group now. My role is to be the yapper, and that's okay. I can do that. And so I do find it easier to pick up on that kind of social interaction, but there are a lot of people out there who also like to yap, and so I don't know what I default to. I just kind of nod along, which it might not seem like it when I'm so used to yapping here. Anyhow, love your openness. Thank you. Okay, I need to catch up with a few of these things. I haven't. I got very locked in on that question from Toothbrush, so I'm gonna go back and read some of the others. Did you fully plan Spain trip or have a rough plan and will explore? The latter. It's going to be very much a kind of beach resort relax style holiday rather than an adventure holiday where you go from one place to the next to the next. I won't have a car, for example, and so it will be based very much in the singular locations rather than having a lot to do, and it'll be on the beach side rather than in the cities where you have a lot more to explore. But I'm excited. It'll be good. Life would have been, let me read this one. What was this one? Life would have been better without money. Everyone would be happy. I'm not going to agree or disagree. I think it would be one of those things where you have to state your case, DJ, but it's good to see you, Matt. And hi, kia ora, Boba. Hi, Arangi. Because I feel like before money was invented, there were still issues. Even when we had the bartering system, there are still issues. So it can't just be a catch-all, like money has ruined us. I think that it's one of those things where you could just debate until the cows come home, you know? Do you consider yourself a hippie? No. I like the comforts of a city for sure. For example, this morning before I went live, I went to the coffee shop. That is not really hippie style. You could argue hipster, but I really do like the comforts of a city. I love enjoying like a tasty meal from a restaurant and all these kinds of things. And I feel like hippie is more living off the land. And there are aspects of that I enjoy, but I don't think I would put myself as a hippie. Like, I love also technology. I love video games. I do not consider myself a hippie, or at least the stereotype of a hippie. Maybe a modern hippie has a lot more interweaving modernisms with it. I need to pack my days with stuff too. Yes, exactly. You have impressive cheekbones. Thank you. I actually find it quite funny because I wouldn't say my mum has high cheekbones. Does she? I have to look at her face. Does my dad have high cheekbones? I guess so. Anyway, don't know where they came from, but I like them. German citizen, that's the one. Yeah, German national. Thank you, Anako. That was the one I was looking for. German national was the wording. How many countries have you visited in Asia? Asia, I honestly haven't seen a lot of. I've been to Singapore, and that's about it, really. Yeah, I've just been to Singapore. I've technically stopped in places, but only the airport, so that's the one. Hi, by the way, Thifsick. Welcome on in. Sorry, I was on a rant mode. Rangi, are you from New Zealand by any chance? So just because when I read the word Rangi, I think of Ranginui, the sky god. And if you are, kia ora. If not, then never mind. Ignore me. I like a flat white. Yeah, exactly. It's just a shame when they can't make it. Looking someone in the eyes and speaking and looking in a monitor are two galaxies. Yes, exactly. It is very different. And even just like this is knowing that I when you guys type, I will read those messages when I feel ready to read them rather than interjecting and bouncing off people. Hi, Lennox. You don't just look like a fool, you're alpha. Thank you. What is your day job? I actually don't have a day job at the moment. So for a few years, I was doing live streaming full time. These days, I definitely don't earn enough to make it a full-time job. And, you know, who knows, that could change. But the reason I can still continue this lifestyle of not having a day job is because I'm not currently paying rent. And so when you take rent out of the equation, you don't need to be earning too much to be able to live. The thing is, though, that because I want to do a whole bunch of travel, I would like to earn a little bit more money. So when I come back from Spain, I'm going to Spain. It's honestly just next week, which is crazy. When I come back from this big trip out of the UK, I'll be gone for a month. I will hopefully have an official visa because I don't actually have an official visa just yet. I'm just here as a tourist because I was kind of scoping out the area and making sure that I actually wanted to live here. But when I leave the country, I'm going to be applying for the visa. Once I get that visa, I'll be allowed in the UK for up to 3 years. And that visa is what will allow me to get a day job. Whereas right now, as a tourist, I'm not allowed to have a day job. It would be inappropriate. Technically, you could do something under the table, but I can't do that. So I'm just chilling for these couple months, and then when I get back here, hopefully with a visa, then I can look at getting a day job, and maybe I can be a barista and make an actual flat white, because apparently they don't know how to make them in my corner of Southampton. I tried making bread myself this morning, but instead of normal dough, I used you used dildo. Hilarious. Was it a bit of a tough one, was it? Honest and open inspiration. Thank you, Rangi. The yappening is very funny, Nick. What was the cool press of your channel you came up with? The Conversation Juggler. See Mama, I think is the one you're talking about. Conversation Juggler. Favorite game? So my favorite game was Kingdom Hearts 2. I think that Portal 1 is probably the best game. But I also like platformers. So Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie, Jak and Daxter I grew up on. I also played Super Mario Brothers a couple years ago, as in the original from 1985, and I genuinely think it's held up so well. So has Mario 64. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment, and it's been alright. It's not as much of my style of game. Hopefully that was enough. Oh, and I really enjoyed Elden Ring when I played it. That and Demon Souls. I think that I actually really do enjoy Souls games, so I would like to play more Souls-like games, because I've only played those two. But I actually do really enjoy them, so I think I'll have to experience more, because I'm very new to the genre. YouTube recommended me your belly button clip. I want to see the black hole. No, that is absolutely the intention. Everyone can want to see the black hole, but for everyone's safety, I can't show it. Show Speed is going to every World Cup game. That's crazy. Well, I guess they will be able to afford it, unlike a lot of others. Hey, Rangi is from New Zealand. Very nice. We got a few New Zealanders in the community. I'm from Kirikiri myself, or Hamilton, but haven't lived there for a long time. Pay attention to the Sailor Man Popeye when he gets right, the whole boat is saved. Sure. Hi, Glenn. Do you like introverts or prefer to be around other yappers? I think I prefer introverts. I find, not because I am competing with other yappers. When I'm with other people, I actually don't consider myself a massive yapper. I think I just prefer introverts because of the moments in between hanging out. So extroverts, for example, they are people who thrive off of social interaction. And so they're the type of people to constantly invite you out to things, which is really awesome. And I appreciate it a lot. But I feel like the introverts have a understanding when you're like, sorry, I don't really feel like coming out this week. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. Maybe next time. And so I think that just mutual immediate understanding can go a long way. Which health insurance you usually have as a tourist is very expensive. So I don't care. I just saw a funny message. Sorry. I don't have like health insurance in Australia. I didn't have, because I would just use the national health as in Medicare. When I am on my official visa here, I will be able to use the NHS because I have to pay for it. And then I have tourist insurance. And so that covers some things, I guess. But health insurance, I've not ever had. Maybe when I was a kid and my parents paid for my health insurance, but I've never paid for health insurance because I've not been in countries, and I haven't that have necessarily needed it. And I also haven't been wealthy enough to be able to afford health insurance, especially as someone who is live streaming as a full-time job with not a lot of viewers. I could not afford health insurance, and I haven't needed it because I haven't got any major health issues that would require me to benefit from health insurance. So it's just not been necessary. I don't need private health. I don't need surgeries. As you can see, I take care of my teeth very well. It's just not been a necessity. Oh, thank you, gamer. Very kind. Don't do things under the table. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. Hi, Mozezo. Oh, sorry. We've had a few people pop in. Where was this thing? Keep your hands in frame, you pervert. That's the one. Fuck a day job. I'd rather be on the high seas. That's exciting. Hi, Dustin. Japanese is very funny, though. I like it. Japanese and Japanese are very good. But yes, Zach, originally from New Zealand. What's your diet? I am a vegetarian. I'm gonna make a video game soon. That's so cool. Sekiro should be next, you reckon? I honestly would have no issues with playing it. I think it would be a lot of fun, and it seems like a game that I would really enjoy. Do you like Bethesda games? I believe so. Let me see. Thank you, Cold. I'm sure you are very pretty as well. She goes for the combo jugular. Hilarious. So I like Skyrim. I really enjoy. I haven't really played Fallout. Oblivion, I only just finished a month ago, which was very exciting. But Skyrim, I can always go back to. I just wanted to see what other games they have. We've spoken about Fallout, but I've never played it. Starfield, hilarious. But definitely Skyrim and Oblivion are like some of my favorite games for sure. Games, there we go. Oh, this is not a handy dandy list. Let me try that again. Oh, you're talking about a Haka Explorer. So I don't have any Haka that I have in my back pocket. But maybe once I go back to New Zealand, I can see if I can organize something. But I won't be doing anything today, I can tell you that. Where is just a catalog? Wait, Doom the Dark Ages. Let's do list. I watched a Bryn and Koo episode today, and one of their friends were wearing the coolest t-shirt. I'll see if I can... Yeah, I don't know this one. Gang, gang. Hello. Wait until it hits all hands on board the game. I mean, it's going to be a good game. If you know, you know. Well, I feel like I don't know. You don't get sick? I mean... Not anything that requires going to the hospital. I've only been to the hospital once, and I when I needed to do that was I used the public system. I mean, like, what else do you need health insurance for? I come from countries that provide very good health medical care. So, yeah. What are you eating? Like beans, I guess. Introverts make the best lovers, you reckon? That's not one I've heard before, but I'll take your word for it. Your face is well sculpted. Thank ya. Who said that they will make a game because I have some connections and I have the game? That was... Let me have a look. Hi, Sean. How you going? Let me have a look. That was you, Dustin. You made me confused. That was you. Hi, Morgan. A doozy of a day. Isn't doozy like a bad thing? I thought if you're having a doozy, it's a bad thing. Anyway, good day, Morgan. Good to have you here. I don't like the term free healthcare. Yeah, I'm trying not to say the word free either. Exactly right. Money doesn't grow on trees. So I try to avoid using free healthcare for the same reason. But like, it provides good, accessible healthcare, maybe. Can the British detect that your accent isn't British? Honestly, a lot of people don't really ask me about it. When I was staying up north, I've spoken about this before, so the regulars have heard this. When I was staying up north in Manchester, a lot of people just thought I was from the south. Around here, I have not had anyone ask. The only thing is that I have my friendship group, and they already know I'm a New Zealander, so they don't ask questions because they have the answers. But so for example, I was chatting to someone with their dog at the coffee shop today. They didn't ask about my accent. They're not like, oh, where are you from? That's all I have to say. They don't. There are just so many accents in the UK, I guess, that they just assume I'm from some little village somewhere. I have a house which is empty. Just you shouldn't look outside of the window at night. Burial places nearby. It's fine. Someone's got to live near them. Beans? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I eat. Food? Thank you, Zero. Are you in a castle? No, just an attic. I'm inventing a game in my mind. Hell yeah. I'm excited to see it, Dustin. What are we chin-wagging about? Just games and moving and countries and travel. What needs to be remembered, the amount of accents in British is like 280. Exactly. So that's why I feel like people just assume I'm from like the village over. No, you're right, Chico. Oh, thank you. I'd love to hear more about the video games you play. Well, speaking of segues, we're going to be playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I have on good authority that we're about to finish the game other than the epilogue. I won't be playing the epilogue before I go to Spain because that's only next week and there will be no way that we do the epilogue in time. I think that once I finish Chapter 6, because I have now learnt that Chapter 6 is kind of, without spoilers, the end of the story. An epilogue is an epilogue after all. So I will decide whether I play the epilogue at all. But basically, once we finish Chapter 6 is when I'm going to put Red Dead down for an indefinite period. Mainly because I won't be in the country for a month, so I can't play even if I wanted to. I will literally not be touching my PlayStation because it's not traveling with me. So, so the goal is to finish Chapter 6 by the end of next week, which I think it's literally one mission left. So I don't think we'll have that issue. Maybe even this week we'll finish it. But today is all going to be about growing Arthur's beard. We're just going to dedicate our time to grow his beard, so that we at least have that for the final mission. And then I don't know what I'm going to play after that, because it won't be until August that I will be able to pick up another game. And there are plenty that are coming out as well. Top of the morning. Do you want some tea and biscuits? Let me see. Apparently, Irish don't even say top of the morning. Hold on. Irish. Or you want to learn the Irish accent. Top of the morning to you. Do you want some tea and biscuits? No, I lost it. I was learning how to do the Irish accent. My word was, I was learning to do the Irish accent, but I need to brush up on it again. Hi, Luke. A little village surrounded by water, exactly. It's called being polite. They're like, oh, you sound so nasty, but I'm not going to ask where you're from. Oh, you've got ear infections, you poor thing. But yeah, I haven't had anything like that. There's been, I think the only thing that I would have benefited from private healthcare was when I was trying to find out stuff about lady parts. I won't go more into detail on that because I don't want people to be thinking about my lady parts. But I was looking at short notes version as I was trying to see if I had endometriosis. I don't. But through that process, I did have to fork out a lot of money. And that would have been covered by private health insurance if I had had it. But at the same time, that would have meant that I would have been paying for private health insurance, and the amount of money that I would have had to pay for private health insurance over a period of time probably would be more than the upfront costs that I had when I did go to all of these specialists and whatnot. So it just wasn't necessary. I'm in good health at the moment. Perhaps if I were someone who was trying to start a family, then health insurance would come in handy, you know, if I wanted to have a baby, for example. But I am not currently in that position. Croatians or even Europeans shame Americans. We have free healthcare as part I don't like. Wrong on so many levels. Yeah, exactly right. There's a big spider on the wall behind you. Well, I lived in Australia for 10 years. That ain't no thing. I think you'll enjoy the epilogue a lot. So maybe we can pick up the epilogue when I come back from Spain. But I think what I'd do is, instead of playing it like every stream, I'd do it once a week, kind of like what I was doing with Skyrim Saturdays, where it's like Western Wednesdays, and that way it's just kind of not my main game, it's just over time. Jesus loves you, thank goodness. Doesn't really matter if you need a hospital, they have to keep you from dying. Exactly! Don't worry about the bill, some philanthropy will take care of it, but in general, I've not lived in countries where I have had to worry about not having immediate access to healthcare. And that is in itself a privilege. But also, I can't afford private health insurance. Red Dead is one of my favorites. You reckon the Red Dead 3 will be even better if they're making it? Only haunted houses have attics, you're in danger. Well, I mean, it's a flat. It's just a little apartment. I appreciate your Kiwi. If I must say, your accent sounds rich with global experience. Yeah, Rangi, you're not. It comes as no surprise. The Kiwis can barely tell. They're like, you sound so Australian these days. I was like, I know. I lived there for 10 years. But then I also have the. I had someone that used to watch me a few years ago pop back in to say hi. And they're like, are you sounding more British than before? Or did you always sound like that? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So my accent definitely goes all over the place. But give me a couple wines and the Kiwi accent will be nice and prominent again. So in Spain, I will be in. Can I say? Is there any reason why I wouldn't say doxing reasons? I mean, I'm probably going to live stream when I'm there anyway. I'm going to San Sebastian. And then I'm going all the way across the country to Alicante on the other side. So that's kind of all the places that I'm going. Hi, Kim. You can be in the game. I mean, if you have someone, if you have a voice acting role, I would love to do it. They go with morning to you instead of top of the morning. Cheers, Sean. There we go. Hi, you Power. Good to see you again. Joe! Missed a couple streams. I have a secret trick for your perfect Irish impressions. Do share. I would love to hear. I don't know if I want to call the game Louisiana or not. I think I need to be more inconspicuous. Alligators and stuff. I mean, Louisiana, if it's set in Louisiana, it sounds fine. Thank you so much for the subscription. Croatia is stunning. I actually really, really, really liked Croatia, truly. I thought that it was beautiful. I'd love to go back. I think Ljubljana in Slovenia has been my favorite city that I've visited. But Croatia as a country, I really, really want to go back. Gynecologist in YouTube chat. Yes, that's exactly it. They were definitely implying that they were a gynecologist and nothing else. It's definitely going to have a haunted house or two in it. Hell yeah. Surprisingly, despite being a Scottish resident in Scotland, Scotland's North Coast road trip is my second favorite trip ever. Yes, I remember watching some of the stuff you shared. Scotland's beautiful. I'm definitely going to go back up there later in the year, hopefully. Get some wine. Well, I don't need wine to do a strong Kiwi accent. It's just naturally gets stronger with some wine. Hello, Issa. Booking my tickets now. Let's go. Yeah, get the doxing and meet me in San Sebastian or Alicante. Hell yeah, Dustin. Sounds good. Going to Valencia? No, I won't be going to Valencia actually. But I would like to visit at some point. I've been to Alicante. There we go. Oh my gosh, my mother was rushed to hospital there. That's not the kind of association I want to think of when I'm there. Life-threatening, my goodness gracious. We would get handed $30 each day by my dad and told not to leave the hotel. Our mother lay nearly dying for 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, but we had the best holiday. Oh, that's so sad for your mum. But that's the thing. I think that's actually in its own right a beautiful way to look at how children see the world compared to how adults see the world. Like you say, you had the best time. You're just doing whatever you want to do. Never mind mum's lying, dying in the hospital. But you had a great time, and that's beautiful. Why are you so cheeky? It's my bone structure. I went without health insurance for well over 20 years. I had a gallbladder removal and something paid for it. I had a doctor open up my shirt and charge me $66. I found the same thing when I was in Australia. I got an entire lung operation, the only surgery I've ever had done. I've still got my, what's it called? My... What's the appendix? There we go. I still have my appendix. I have all of my wisdom teeth. I've never had to go to hospital for these, but I got a spontaneous pneumothorax for those who know know medicine, and I don't know how or why. It just happened spontaneously, and that entire surgery, free of charge. But then in Australia, I went to go on the contraceptive pill, not actually for not having babies, but to help with other symptoms, and the and that in itself cost so much money just to say, hello doctor, can I please have the pill? And she said okay, and it cost me like $80. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, not for coitus. But I just, and the thing is, in Australia, the prescription would last for 12 months, and so then I'd have to do that again every 12 months. I couldn't just say, hey, pharmacist, can I please continue to purchase this? But apparently in the UK, because I was looking this up, in the UK, the pharmacists have picked up some of the stuff that doctors would do to try and alleviate some of the pressure on the GPs. You can talk to a pharmacist directly for various things. So I'll see what I can do there. Hi, Sarah. How you going? I like you choose smaller places, not Madrid or Barcelona. Yeah, so yeah, if I have a car, then it might be worth popping over to Valencia. But I am going with people, so I'm kind of like floating through the trip. Hi, Tan Man. Good to have you back here. Yes, I'm from New Zealand. You got it. Okay, and good to have you here too. No beard for you. All beards are mine. God damn it. How am I going to grow mine? Irish, every TH sound is pronounced with a hard T. So just turned 30 years. Turned 30 years old to third decade. Yeah, been breathing, breeding. I can't do the breathing. It sounds like I'm saying breeding, but 30. 30 seems about right. Who's Ella and why is she so cunty? Well, hopefully I will do a live stream in Ella Cunty land, and we'll learn that for ourselves. We need some cash money. It's not a matter of ideas, it's backing in money. I have the talent. Hell yeah, I'm so pleased. I would love to know how to make video games, but not something that I am willing to dedicate my time into learning. Do you know how many ham and cheese, toasties, and ice creams? 30 pounds a day gets 3 of you? Oh, yeah, man. Live like kings, I tell you. Kings. She's Spanish. Yeah, that's what makes Ella so cunty. Exactly right. I got all of my wisdom teeth yanked out in one go. I think that's the way to do it. Even if you only have one that is an issue, just get them all out while they're in there. I had to have lung nodes removed. Damn. I can't even think about that. What that would be. Maybe it's similar to mine. Hi, Yannick. Hello. I'm the type that I'm gonna try and learn how to make the pill by myself. What? The pill? You can't just say that when we're talking about the contraceptive pill. Just like this game may or may not work, you gotta put yourself out there. I do agree with the, just putting yourself out there, but now I'm just confused at where that's come from. Anyhow, so. Speaking of Spain and segues, so this is such a loose thread, but bear with me. Next week, I will be doing a charity stream. If you guys are able to keep an eye out for that notification and come and join, it'll be for a cause called Hope for the Day. They're a mental health organization in America. And we're just hoping to raise funds to help get resources to people who are struggling with mental health. I thought that for this particular event, what we can do is a kitchen stream. I've been here 3 months and I'm yet to use the kitchen ever. No, I'm kidding. I'm yet to do a kitchen stream on the live stream. So I thought that could be fun to kind of do something a little bit different rather than me just sitting in this room being like, guys, please give this charity money. We'll do something a little bit more interesting. And I figured because we were going to Spain, well, originally I was thinking of doing a Sunday roast. But now that I remembered that I'm going to Spain, I thought maybe we could do something a little bit more Spanish oriented. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try my hand at some Spanish dishes, which is going to be difficult because the Spaniards don't really eat vegetarian meals, but we'll do our best, and you guys can donate to affect the dish as well, and also just do some activities while we're at it. We'll have some goals to work towards collectively and some individual goals as well, and all in all, just hopefully go towards helping a good cause. That's the segue. And if you guys have any Spanish recipes, please join the Discord and send them my way. I do have 3 ideas. So basically, I'm gonna bake one or create one, and if we hit major milestones, then we'll create some more. But you guys can still make me change my mind if it's by the end of the week. Paella. I honestly I don't know how to say it properly. So the LL would be like tortilla, but it's an E, not an I. Paella. Paella. Anyway, teach me how to say that. But yes, that may be the main dish that I'm making. Thank you, Jordan. I dedicated it several months to growing a beard. At a year now. Is it looking lush yet? I got you. Yeah, I think that will do paella. Fake chorizo is good. I'd have to find some, I guess. What is most Australian dish? Oh, so yeah, other than Vegemite. Marmite is New Zealand or British, but Vegemite is Australian. But other Australian dishes is the chicken parmigiana. That's what you'll find at every single pub, which is adopted from the Italians, basically. But it's a chicken schnitzel with like tomato paste, ham, and cheese melted on top. And like I said, you'll find it at every single pub. And there's rivalry on whether it is a parma or a palmy. So it's a chicken parmigiana, but people from Melbourne will say it is a parma, whereas Sydney people will say it's a palmy. So it is a whole thing. But other than that, there for Christmas, for example, they will always do some sort of shrimp cocktail or just massive prawns in general, because they always call them prawns, not shrimp. So shrimp on the Barbie was a fake ad. What else do the Aussies do? Pavlova is both Australian and New Zealand summer dessert. It's like a meringue. Kilogram? Yeah, look, as someone who lived in Melbourne, I also say Palmer. Kiwi Man says Palm. I guess Palm also works. Me and my old housemate were like, we should try and make Palmo a thing. And just be like, what do you mean? It's not a Palmer, it's a Palmo. No, it is definitely not British. The British do make pavlova, but nowhere near as often as the Kiwis and the Aussies do, not whatsoever. I would say that the British will have an Eton mess over a pavlova, where Eton mess has the meringue in the mess. But I can tell you, pavlova is definitely not British. No, sorry. The New Zealanders and the Australians fight over it enough. We're not adding the Brits to it. The Brits have definitely got no claim on it, even if you make it. The same way that, like, what's a meal that ever... Like, tacos. You can make tacos in UK, but they're not British. How do you stay thin, genetics or diet? For me, floating man, it genuinely is genetics. It's very difficult for me to gain weight. I think there is obviously a diet aspect to it, but if you ever see a picture of my dad, you're like, yeah, this girl, she's not gonna struggle with her weight. I look like my dad. That's the thing is, some of the regulars have, some of the class, I should start making sure to use this, some of the class have met my mum, and I think that, like, it's very obvious to me, at least, that I got my mum's eyes, and I think our nose is the same as well. But otherwise we don't really look very similar. However, there is every now and again, especially as I am getting older, I'm like, oh, that's just my dad. Like, I'll see a photo of myself, I'm like, that is my dad. That is a photo of my dad. So I very much have my dad's genetics. We have the same, like a similar body type of being very lean. And so I don't think I'm going to have much struggle with my weight in terms of gaining weight. The problem that I actually have is that if I don't look after myself at this age, I will really struggle with muscle mass because I have more issues on the other end of being underweight. So that is what I need to do is I need to do exercises so that my muscles don't, is it atrophy? I think the word is atrophy, but I'm sure that you guys can correct me. You look like your dad. My dad is pretty cute, genuinely. He's a cutie. I sent, actually, when we were talking about Oktoberfest not too long ago, I sent a little video of him to the mods because I was like, I never get to show off my dad because this is by consent. My dad does not want his image on the internet. He's got no interest whatsoever. But it's so sad because he's such a cutie and he's so, like, I'd love to share my dad with you guys, but that's not my choice. So I sent a little video to the mods of like, I never get to talk about my dad or never get to show off my dad, despite how much I love him and I think he's such a cutie. And we were talking about Oktoberfest. So I sent them a photo of a video of when my dad and I were in Oktoberfest because I'm like, look how cute my dad is, damn it. So the mods, you can decide if we look the same or not. Get with the 21st century. It's Palm AI. That's very funny. Eton Mess does feel like the British Pavlova. That's my opinion as well. Australia get Russell Crowe. We get Pavs. The thing is, I have you're right, Dustin. It is a combination of genetics and diet. But for me, it's like it is hard for me to gain weight. But la 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 la. Palmy. Hello, Freaky, by the way. Freaky Engine's very funny. Pavlovers. I lost what I was going to say. Anyway, if it comes back to me, it comes back to me. Yoga, Pilates, exactly. And that's the thing is I thought that if I sign up for like Pilates or something, then I could maybe meet some people as well, which would be good. Can I meet your mom? Yes, in September. My mom will be visiting me in September, so I will force her to do streams with me. I want to take her to, there's this model train station, I think is what I would use it. It's like a miniature train station in Southampton. And I thought that she and I could take you guys there for an IRL stream. So if you're watching in the second half of September, you should see my mum at some point. Do they serve chicken parma in Shu? No, that's just for the drinks. That's the shoeies. How does she see if you've got her eye? No comment. It is atrophy. Thank you. Clem's dad's a wanted man. Confirmed. If yeah, most wanted. Yeah, atrophy was right. Cool. Yes, yeah, that's the one. So atrophy was correct. Cool. Thanks, guys, for the confirmation. Tell her and your dad that I said hello from Dustin. Yes, so they will be here in September. So you can say hi to Mom because she's going to be here a week before my dad. How much to cut hair, show feet, and show dad? If only. If only. These doctor's notes say you've got a trophy. Oh, wait. Atrophy. Shit. I just can't get over how much he looked like my kid's mother. Definitely twins, you reckon? Well, I guess we all have doppelgangers at some point. What are you doing tomorrow? I haven't decided if I'm going to stream or not. So basically at the moment, I've kind of just been rebuilding my mental health. I actually have been feeling way better more recently, so that's good news. Yay! Yay for improving mental health. So basically I've just been taking it one day at a time. I haven't decided if I'm going to stream tomorrow. So either I will be streaming tomorrow or I will be walking around the sun, walking around the sun. And other things are, I need to do my tax in Australia. End of financial year just hit. So I need to work on that. Editing I still have to do. So I don't know. I just take it one day at a time. JJ, hello. Thank you. It's been looking so full. Hey. I'll be on best behavior meeting. Oh, honestly, Sean, you don't need to be on best behavior. My mother is legitimately the biggest troll out of everyone in this community. There is like I've said this to the regulars before. My mom is in the community. But and I actually have a YouTube video that I might make that will kind of explain some of this. But if you guys have been here for even just 1 year, but definitely 2 years, you undoubtedly have spoken to my mother in the chat and you never knew who it was. We decided not to share her username because I got doxxed. And so it made me really nervous about the spillover effect. It is Kiwi Man, exactly. Why do you think they have Kiwi in their name? And so it just became a thing that we just kept it under wraps. Anyway, my point is she is an absolute troll, and so you do not have to be on your best behavior. I think it's lovely that your mum would get to interact with you and watch you in here. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm very pleased. My mother's amazing. I'm no longer the mother crazed I used to be a much more endearing. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Royal Victoria. I'm not sure. Sorry, Lil Goth. So basically, it's like apparently a lot of UK cities have them, but it's like a miniature track. And it is model steam engines, and you can put like little tiny amount of coal in the train, and then it will go around the track, like as a decent sized track, and you can buy tickets to be pulled along by the model train. I don't know if it's called Royal Victoria or not, though. Sorry, Little Goth. Lurkin, no stress. Getting ready for movers. Good luck, good luck, good luck. I hope it goes okay. +1 mental stability. Hell yeah. I like eating Neptune. Well, you know, take your time with it. It's a big one to be scoffing down. Still actually walking around the sun. I mean, with the earth, kind of. What do you do for a living? So I breathe, I eat, I drink. No, so if your implication is what do you do for a living, we've actually had a conversation about this, Derek, where it is a very... what's the word? Not loaded question, but it has a connotation to it. And so doing something for a living is this implication of like, what do you do to survive with financial means? And right now, I just kind of am scrounging. And I don't want to give the impression that that is something to aspire towards, I suppose. And so it's just a very particular question that I think that a better question is like what do you do for money? What do you do to earn money, I guess? Because a living, it just... maybe it's just me being pedantic, but I feel like doing something for a living versus doing something to earn money, they are almost synonymous, but they just have different connotations. And I think a living implies this career. I do a lot of things for money, exactly. I feel like doing something for a living has this more long-term career implication. If you guys have any comments on that, please weigh in as well. Yeah, what do you sell to get cash? Okay, Dustin says, I'm busy today with my AC unit. I don't like putting off dates if I can do something today. The sun is good and healthy, especially the morning sun. Hell yeah, I'm glad, because a lot of us do struggle with procrastination. I'm glad you're not one of them. Oh, thank you, Yannick. I look up to you. Oh, stop. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't be able to move half a world away, and you have a lot of charisma. The way you talk is captivating. You could really be a TV personality or something. Thank you. I don't know what my next move is, but I wouldn't mind your guys' opinion on that. That's kind of what I was opening up with today, but then I got shy and I backtracked. But let me have a look. I think it's lovely. Oh, that's the mum. We love hanging out with Clem and mum. Yeah, I love when she comes online as well. She will sneak up on you when you least expect. Exactly. So basically, I want to try, like the mid-year update video, I want to try and do more videos like that. Even if it's like once a week or once a fortnight or something. Where I don't necessarily have anything that I want to talk about, but it's more so about getting used to chatting to camera, which you guys might say, hey, Clem, you do that every time you go live. No, I don't. I chat to you guys, okay? It's very different chatting to you guys like this, where I can bounce off of you versus recording. Because the problem with recording is when I trail off, I'm like, I'll just start recording again and then I'll repeat the whole situation. So I want to try and do almost like vlogging, diary style, lifestyle stuff. Even if I don't really have anything to say, it's more so about practicing the skill of talking to the camera when not live. So there might be a whole bunch of waffles that are coming out on the YouTube. Not that I've filmed any yet, but yeah, don't feel like you have to watch them all. Hi, Vortex. Hello. We're just talking about lifestyle, I guess. If you call it a model train, they'll get upset with it. It's a narrow gauge train. Okay, narrow gauge train. Well, once I go there, they can teach me all of these things as well, Lil Goth. But I do appreciate the heads up. I know that you love your trains. Miniature trains, model trains are generally the handheld ones. Okay, so a narrow gauge train. Now we know. Are you a train person? No, but we can become one. And especially now that I know that there's a place in my city that can allow me to become one. It's like when you don't want something, life forces me to have that. I don't want that. Yeah, exactly. Can't really look up to Clem unless she's standing on a stool or a step. I'm not that short, damn it. What kind of annoys me is that they never ask if you have another job. It's always the assumption that you do. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that, yeah, it's... Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Derek, in actual answer to your question, I've answered this a few times because people do get curious about it, is I don't have a visa that allows me to get a job here in the UK. Once I do, then perhaps I can find myself a part-time job. But I do earn money through live streaming as well. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And so that is what I am living off at the moment. But I wouldn't say that I do it for a living. And maybe that's just my own pedantry, but I feel like so for example, my dad is a surgeon for a living. Like that is what he's done for, gosh, how many decades now? And then my mum, she used to be a doctor. And then she's kind of had various jobs. I wouldn't say that the jobs she'd have is like what she does for a living. Like technically she doesn't need a job. My dad does earn enough to support her if she wants to be a stay-at-home kept woman. So that's a shout out to Dad for doing all the hard work. So yeah, I just feel like the word doing something for a living, it just has a specific connotation. But again, I have to remember that people don't care about that specificity as heavily as I do. So it's not that I am blaming anyone in particular for using it. It's just explaining why it makes me go, yeah, I breathe. Thank you, Jordan. I do appreciate that. I love waffles, not pancakes. Do you have any degree? What is your study, profession, background? See, I actually think that these are good questions because they're very specific. I want to go study. Outside of high school, I've actually spoken about this before, but outside of high school, I had a whole bunch of things that I thought about doing. But instead of going straight to uni, I took a year off, a gap year as they call them. And then through that, I went and visited my family in Australia and my auntie rather. And my auntie's like, Clem, you would really suit Australia. And I went, yeah, yeah, I would. And then within 3 months, I moved to Australia. I remember it was April 20... what year would it have been? April 2014. I went to Australia. to visit. And then 3 months later, I was finding apartments in Melbourne. And then I stayed for 10 years. And is that an insult? I hope not. Well, because she was right. G'day, Noel. I don't think it was an insult, but who knows? Anyway, I did suit living there. I was there for 10 years. Yeah, Australia could do with a Clem, exactly. That time has now elapsed. But moving to Australia, I decided to try and pursue the film industry. My auntie was actually in the film industry herself. That's kind of another reason why she thought that I could follow suit. Because she knew of the opportunities in Australia. Not that she was doing film in Australia, she was being a mother to her kids. But in New Zealand, she did pretty well. I shall not tell you her name just for doxing reasons, but she has been on the televisions. And so then I started trying to pursue film for several years. It didn't work out. I started live streaming, and that's been going well for the last few years. And I decided not to go to university because I was pursuing these things instead. But I still have a very curious mind, and I think that now if I were to go to a college or university, I would really thrive in it. I think if I had gone straight out of school, it wouldn't have suited me because I wouldn't have been doing it for the right reasons. I would have been doing it because people told me to go to university, and that was kind of the expectation of pathways. But I actually have been looking into it. I looked at the student visa for the UK in case that was a path that I wanted to take instead of the Youth Mobility Scheme visa. But I decided I'll get the Youth Mobility Scheme visa first, and then I can always transition it into a student visa, or maybe with my German passport I can go to a university in the EU. I haven't figured it out yet. I just need to make sure that I am staying in Europe for at least 2 years before I make those decisions. And I'm leaning towards law at the moment, which is kind of bizarre. But that, again, I've mentioned it before. The reason why I was looking at that is because I've been trying to convince my parents to update their will, because the last time they did it, I was like 2 years old. I'm now 30, just as a heads up on how that is. A lot of things have changed during that time. Yeah, I know, Boba. The Youth Mobility Scheme visa used to be under 30, but for Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and I think 2 other countries that are not in the Commonwealth, they changed it to 35. And so I just sneak in. But I was looking at it for many, many years. And so I think knowing that it was under 35 instead of under 30 is what delayed me from going on it. Anyway, so I was trying to convince them about the will, and then I was like, it would be so good to have like a lawyer in my immediate friend group so that I could always kind of go to them and chat about how things work. And then I thought, hey, what if I'm the lawyer? So not that I really have any interest in becoming a lawyer, but I would be interested in studying law. But I can also change my mind. I haven't fully figured out what I'm going to jump into yet. I'm old. Yes, well, you'll be joining me in what, a week now? Is it still 2 weeks? I think it's only, it's not long away, Kiwi man. And when I do eventually go study, it'll be a very conscious choice, and I will be dedicated to it rather than, I'll be dedicated. 21st, there we go. And in answer to law in which country, whichever country is easiest for me to study, I guess. So I'll figure it out. Otherwise, maybe I'll do something else. I don't know. I'm just starting. Those are all things that I will figure out once I know I am here for at least 3 years, because then I don't have to worry about having to pack up all of my stuff. If I leave the country, it'll be more of a conscious decision. But it will be nice to know that I am settled for 3 years, because there is a possibility that they deny me my visa and then I have to reassess. So we start with the first thing before planning too far ahead. How's dating apps? Don't use them. I've never, ever, 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 ever been on a dating app. Every time I record a video with my voice or face, I always look back and contemplate if I want to post it. It's very nerve-wracking. Don't get me wrong, Vortex. Even I get that as well. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so I have less of that issue, but I completely understand it. It's very nerving if you're not used to hearing yourself or watching yourself. Yes, and Yannick, I do have to be out of the country. Yes, indeed. So I will be out of the country in 10 days' time, and so I'm applying basically as soon as I land in Spain. I just realized that we could have been working on the beard during all this. Idiot. I have to find something new to talk about when we grow the beard. You're right. We should have been doing this the whole time. Oh, well. I know a little about Law and Order. How are you? The topic of having your parents update their will is such an underrated, awkward proposition, just in case you die. And that's the thing, is it's such a morbid thing, but it's so important. Like, and so that's what I've been trying to tell my parents, because my dad in particular, my mom's pretty chill about it. But my dad in particular gets very anxious when the topic comes up. And it's not because I think he's having an existential crisis. I think that it's more that, as I've said, he's a surgeon. He's very well off. I'm not going to try and pretend that I haven't grown up with a life of privilege in terms of the financial department. I've said this before, where part of the reason I am able to travel and do what I like, basically do whatever I want, is that should I ever get in a financial position where I'm like, shit, like I don't know how to feed myself, I do have a safety net, and that safety net is what allows me to just kind of try. And so I guess like in its own way, I know what universal basic income would be kind of like in a way. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But he has a lot of assets, and it's really cool because he really is a self-made man. His parents and he himself didn't grow up wealthy whatsoever, and so he rightfully so should be very proud of the things he's achieved, and I'm very proud of the things he's achieved as well. And so because of his assets, I think he just gets a little bit anxious about trying to organize what happens to them. And I'm like, don't even worry about it, Dad. That's my job to worry about it, because I'm gonna be the executor. And so I was like, I'm sorry, Dad, but you're gonna be dead. That's not stuff for you to worry about. That's stuff for me to worry about. So that's why we need to talk about it. So I think he's just kind of, that's where he thinks it's complex, because he's like, oh, like what's gonna happen to the house, and how's this gonna be divvied up, and all these kinds of stuff. And I'm like, is a really, anyway, he wants this like perfect solution, and I keep on telling him that it's me. I'm the perfect solution. I'll sort it out. Not executioner, damn it, but close enough. Anyhow, yeah, leave it with me, exactly. That's all it needs to be. And I keep on reminding him that we just need to make the will, and then we can change it as well. The thing is that we can't use a will that's from when I was 2 years old. Like, we need to at least change it to update it now, and then he can make amendments after that. Baby steps, exactly. Can't wait to see Clem on border control. Oop. You should update your will to give me more money when you're done drinking this totally normal tea. Yeah, exactly. Clemson hooked on the Bricks and Minifigs lawyer content, and probably the Johnny Depp Amber Heard knows where she's taking this streaming brand. You know it. I've never been on a dating app, but I did have a few dates from a dating website. Aw, back in the day, hey, she mama. You feed yourself by pudding. Yeah, basically. I'm actually civilized. I have a knife and fork. Sometimes I use a spoon. But yeah, I chew and make sure to chew before swallow. Some people forget that. That actually is not how you eat or live, because you need to chew first. Because if you don't chew first, then it can get stuck in your throat and you can die. I'm somewhat of a lawyer myself, Norman Osborn voice. I presented myself. Ah, yes, I remember. How's it going? You've won 6 out of 7. I remember. The remainder is being settled over a 4-day hearing. Oh, yes. Okay, so the last one was still in a while away. 32 hours me versus a giant 32 years, me versus a giant corporation's hired lawyer firm, and I'm a fan favorite. That's so exciting. Hopefully you do okay with the final one. You got this. Okay. Yeah, communication is so important. No stress, Rangi. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Kakiteano. Who or what are you talking about? Law, wills, and how important they are. You got a permit for that knife? Never. Anyway, so point being that the will, not the bricks and minifigs, but the will is actually what kind of got me interested in law, because I was like, it would be really handy if I didn't need a lawyer or anything to draft this up. Like, I would like to be able to draft it up without any external information or anyone, because that's kind of what happened. Is my dad, he tried to get someone involved, and then they didn't really understand because he's got things, I don't know. And so it never went anywhere. And I was like, yeah, but if I had that information, then he could just rely on me. I returned, welcome back. And so that's what got me interested. And then on top of that, the bricks and mini figs stuff made me go, oh, maybe I really should go into law. But like I said, it's not something that I'm 100% on. I have thought about psychology since I was like 10 years old. That is a topic that is very near and dear to me. Anything else? At one point I was looking into like architecture or game design, engineering, but I think nowadays, that's not the route I would take. I could just go study the Roman Empire for shits and gigs though. I am Clementine from The Walking Dead. Some people don't really realize it because I'm quite pale, and also like I dyed my hair and it's straightened right now, but it's me. It's the same one. Hi, The Chosen. Thank you for the compliment on the hair as well. Where there is a will, there is a way. Exactly. I didn't watch yesterday game. No. Actually, who's going into the finals? Because I looked up who is in the quarterfinals, and Switzerland and Colombia still had no goals. Switzerland just took it out in the penalty. There we go. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, so the quarterfinals are now decided, and they will be played out soon. How exciting. I haven't really been following, but it's still nice to kind of know in the meantime. It's so cute, man, this one. With the bricks and minifigs behind me. Oh, yeah, PSA, if you guys didn't see already, Reckless Ben is no longer silenced, and part 3 will be on its way. It's already on Patreon if you want to go on the Patreon. I'm just waiting for the YouTube, but I'm very excited. I see you played Knifey Spoony before. Yes, I do have siblings. I just call them my brother and my sister, because in terms of being so specific, they are both older than me. They are my brother and my sister. But technically, my brother is my half-brother. From my mom's side, and my sister is like my stepsister from my dad's side. But those labels and titles I don't use. It's just my brother and my sister. That is just all there is to it. Because that's all I grew up with. I managed to satisfy the court on protected disclosures being made by myself. Management knowledge of protected disclosures. Oh my gosh, these words. Those disclosure being in public interest, not personal experience. Health and safety failings, detriment following disclosures. The last remaining one is my dismissal being directly linked to my protected disclosures. So all kind of is like leading up to this one. The best thing, though, they're bringing 3 managers each involved as cross witnesses. So I get to interrogate them for an hour. Oh my gosh. Try to leave your pettiness at the door and you'll be a bigger man than most of us. There are forms. Yeah, I actually looked into it, see mama, because that's the other thing is that my dad, I think like he's kind of built it up to be this big thing. And it is. I don't think that's I'm not being dismissive of that, but I think for me, to try and help him, I was like, it's time for me to start taking on, like, if I want to prove that I will do a good job as his executor, then I need to start showing that now. So I started looking into forms as well. But yeah, if you have anything, please share, C Mama. I just kind of started doing some Googling, and there was this website that actually looks really good where you can just kind of type in everything, pay $100 or something, and it will make it up for you. And I think that's probably the route that I would go, just so that we have something. But the more information, the better. Is it true you're a pish at your job and no one likes you because you're smelly? Yes, that's why I don't have a job as a living, because I keep on getting fired due to my odor. I always thought you were Clementine from the tree. Yeah, I was trying to deceive everyone, but I am indeed from the game. I know everything about psychology. Everything? Everything? Can I bother you? Absolutely. You love words, you should study entomology. Funny. You're funny, Schmick. I actually did think that etymology, the thing is, if I am genuinely very keen on studying. I think that the last 10 years, or maybe 12 years, I've tried a couple different things, and I've within that always been interested. Ask Coffee Snobber next time you see her on my stream. She knows how often I've been like, yeah, like I'm thinking of studying this year, I'm thinking of studying this year, thinking of studying this year. Pretty much every year I'm thinking of studying. But it's only since I left Australia that I've felt way more confident on pursuing that path. And maybe that just, oh my gosh, no, thank you so much for the 500 bits. That is very generous. Thank you, genuinely. Thank you. Hi, Toad, by the way. The beard is on its way. I promise you, the beard is on its way in Red Dead Redemption 2. But Kiwi Man put out a good point that I probably should have been playing while having all of this yapping, but I digress. So in terms of, do I still think about Lee? I have to be very, very honest with you. Foreskin, that's their username. I'm just making sure that I am addressing them with their name. I've not actually played the Walking Dead game, so it's something that's on the list because obviously with Clementine, a lot of people have made the references, but I've never actually played. So I'm assuming Lee is a character in the game, but I don't actually know for certain. Yeah, I've never played. Anyways. So as I was saying, I'm very serious about studying now, and I think that either I will look at streaming and studying, and that kind of be the only two things I do, because I think that if I try to study, have a part-time job, and stream, that I will just burn myself out. I know that there are plenty of people who can and do this. I'm not one of those. I don't have that energy. I admire that energy, but I know my limitations. And so I would still like to stream. So maybe I can get a part-time job just so that I can try do that and earn a little bit of money, help with the travels. And then when I'm ready to study, I drop the part-time job and or drop streaming. Who knows where I'll be. Hopefully not drop streaming. I really do enjoy it. But then I can do those in tandem and bring some of my stuff to you guys. And I'd love to do like a fun subject that I can bring with to you guys, like etymology, whereas like, oh my god, guys, this is what we were studying in linguistics today, and I think that could be a lot of fun. So I would definitely, if I'm still streaming, I would definitely do like a minor in something that is really just a passion project, like linguistics, and then that's the stuff that I would bring to you in particular. Anyhow, that's just my little side rant. I'm in love with your overalls. Thank you so much, David. Much appreciated. I think it's the study of all insects, Molotov. That's always how I've interpreted entomology. But it's good to see you. I hope you're well. I've got a stepbrother from my ladder side. That's so funny. Do you know the reason that I think you have either a brother or sister? Well, I don't have a younger one, so I guess you are incorrect on that one. I wasn't calling you smelly. No, I know you weren't, but I was adopting it. Etymology is fun, but I start with some of Susie Dent's books. Susie Dent. I also still want to do book club at some point. So that's something that I'll have to figure out how that looks as well. I could not imagine you studying and not being able to stream the gossip. Exactly. Even if I only stream twice a week, then I would still need to do it. I'm like, I need to share what's going on. Thank you. I don't wear these ones as much because they're such a bold color. But because it is technically like a third heat wave, but it's actually a really nice temperature. So we had 2 heat waves where it was like 35 degrees Celsius, which oh, come on, we can remember. Is it 86 degrees? No, I think 30 degrees Celsius is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyway, very, very warm. Hi, Cody Cameron. And so this whole week is kind of teetering on around 29 degrees Celsius, but there's very little humidity, at least where I am. So it's been very, very pleasant weather. The sun has been shining. It's a lovely day. It's a great time to go for a walk or just to sit out in the sun. One of those when the evenings roll around and you can still walk out and it be beautiful weather. It's just, it's gorgeous. It really is. However, it is still warm and I am in an attic. So I have my fan on. My only fan is just off here and hold on. I only have it on the first setting. So I was like, will it make my hair go? No, but it's just off there to help with some airflow. And these ones in particular, they're actually, look, we'll do a little outfit check. I'll show it off. It's actually my pinafore, which is where it's a skirt rather than shorts or pants.
I'm doing my part.
So you can just see some legs at the bottom there. But point being, because it's warm, that's why I chucked these ones on, because it's nice and breezy. But I do have some protection underneath, just in case. Just in case. You always do the salsa girl dancing pose. It does look like the right color, hey? Yeah, we got some free knees. But yeah, whenever I wear these, I always chuck on my biker shorts underneath. Yeah, the safety shorts. They're literally just little like workout shorts, essentially. That's the one, Molotov. That's the one. And so that's why I have no issues chucking on the pinafore today. And it's nice. I'm actually very comfortable at the moment. Afternoon, Ian. I haven't felt sweltering. I don't know how my equipment is doing. We had one stream where the camera turned off because it overheated. So hopefully the camera will be okay. But I am okay. Oh, but I will drink some water on all of that. What do you think etymology means? So yeah, etymology is the study of words, but ento, E-N-T-O, is the study of insects. Thank you, Dustin. Very cute. Thank you, Boba, for the hydrate as well. I've read this one. Oh, this is the Susie Dent. Gotcha. I got 99 problems and this ain't one. Word perfect. Entertainment for every day of the year. Cute. Etymology entertainment. I feel like we should get this. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna keep that open and look into that later. 'Cause that seems like my kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, a little hydration break. Okay, so I have kind of a segue. So not a segue, just a new topic. Just a new topic. I know, right, Crossbow, but that's the thing is I have no interest in growing my audience if that's the audience I will be attracting. No, thank you. So I have over the last my mental health break that I've been having the last let's be real, like 6 weeks. The moments in between, I've been thinking about decorating. And so I want to kind of return to this idea. Thank you, thank you. They make normal e-bikes now. That doesn't surprise me. I wanted to ask your opinion because I really struggle with indecisiveness. That's why I've just kept the brick wall. For a long time, I've appreciated just the simplicity of the brick wall. But when I come back from my trip, I think that is when I'm going to start feeling ready to decorate. So I'm thinking we either lean into the coffee shop vibes, which will also make me feel very cozy. We can chop up this fake ivy here and maybe put like some fairy lights and have like Clem's coffee shop kind of aesthetic. And I think that would be really sweet because that's kind of what happens and what goes along. However, another idea that I wanted to float by you guys is if we like the idea of the class, we could get like a blackboard that we can write on with chalk, and we can get like a ABC. So I feel like that would be something that we could also lean into is classroom vibes. So I wanted to know if you guys like classroom vibes or if you like coffee shop vibes. And this is the thing is I'm really struggling with it because I like both ideas. Oh, you like the classroom board. Okay. I really like both ideas, and I think that's why I'm struggling because I'm like, how do I commit? You don't have to pick. How do I not pick? Yeah, see, I think like, we could do like class attendance. But yes, Mike, I know that you're trying to troll with saying you're muted, but it's not going to work, okay? Coffee shops have chalkboards too. Ah, this is true. They have the like specials. That's true. Ah, that's cute, Cody Cameron, rather than like teacher vibes. Yeah, so we can have like the specials. That's kind of cute. Okay, all right. But classroom coffee? Got to see Joji. I think I'm not familiar with Joji, sorry. Coffee talk in the classroom. Maybe depending on what chair we have has the classroom or the coffee shop. Coffee shop aesthetic is brilliant. And then there we go. Sean said the chalkboard. Sorry, I missed that from earlier. My bad. How to differentiate your life responding to what is not right versus mental things. Sorry, study cell. I might need that specificity just because we're how to differentiate your life responding to what is not right versus mental things. Oh, so basically, how do you tell when your brain is being silly or when the external is not right for you? Is that kind of what you're going for? Hi, Angel. We're just trying to figure out how to decorate my brick wall at the moment, but that's not all we talk about. We were talking about university earlier. We were talking about the overalls. We just talk about anything we want to talk about. Classrooms have too much associated trauma. Okay. See, this is why I need your opinions. Even a big blackboard for the whole menu, get a large double-sided blackboard. Oh, that actually isn't the worst idea, because then if we want to do like classes in session vibes, we can flip it over or something. Oh, sorry, didn't realize the ads. I'm starting a coffee shop. That's so exciting. Good luck with you on that. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know what's going on. I think that we have to choose one or the other. You pick classroom. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is I'm so indecisive. That's why I thought I'd throw it to you guys. Classroom final choice. If it's between coffee shop and classroom, go coffee shop. Oh gosh, there's split decisions. The class does fit well for the chatting. Yeah, exactly. And I thought that with some of the stuff that we do as well. Hi, Charlie. We could do a poll, but I feel like it's always hard to be certain. I don't have that accent, like my accent. Are you talking about my accent in particular or a different accent? I don't know. I'm feeling coffee. It makes me feel weird, as in you don't like coffee to drink in general. I just like the idea of like getting a couch and some fairy lights. How about we look up classroom aesthetic? Because I do like the idea of like a black, and maybe I can wear my glasses. We can get Miss Frizzle vibes going. Okay, new window. Classroom aesthetic. Thank you, Charlie. Let me have a look. Because I feel like a lot of it is very bright and colorful. So we have to go like an old school look. This is kind of more what I was thinking. I will show you guys in a second. We need to find brick wall classroom aesthetic. Brick wall. Coffee makes me well, I mean, that's what a lot of people find, right? It's like a stimulant. So how do you know when the coffee has kicked in because you need a poop? If you're going to do a poll, make it Will Chat Troll by tying this poll. Yes, absolutely, exactly. If we go coffee shop, you have to wear the green overalls every day. You know how much I commit to a uniform. I have no issues with committing to my green overalls every single day. Yeah, people acting up to get discipline. That's true. Maybe we can lean into that. Oh, this is Starbucks, damn it. What the heck? Oh man, I got so excited for a second. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Because I went brick wall classroom aesthetic. And then I looked at this and I think it's literally just Starbucks. Starbucks. That's so funny. That's very, very funny. What's this one? That looks alright. Okay, maybe there is room for both. Where is open image and new tab? There we go. What else have we got? Brick wall transformation. Don't really like just a whole bunch of shelves. Yeah, something more with the black. I do love the idea of a chalkboard. It would be quite fun. Oh, man, I miss my plants. I like classrooms. Yeah, I like them too. I also have, I want to go through the first 6 grades as a game as well. I don't that's the other thing, Crossbow, is I don't mind Ms. Clementine. I think there is something endearing about it, but I agree with Toad about there is this, like, it can accidentally lean into this hot for teacher thing, and that's not really the aesthetic that I want to go for either. So maybe coffee shop is a way to not have it sexualized. Maybe more university class. Ooh, yes! Thank you. And then it has those like browns and stuff. University classroom. Yeah, more college vibes, but not lecture room. We want that like library aesthetic. Library aesthetic. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what the issue is that it was coming up with a lot of school stuff rather than uni stuff. I think you're totally right. Everyone has a twin and you look like my Filipino friend. There we go. Today I learned. A whole bunch of shells for the plushies as well. I mean, that would work for the school vibes. Coffee makes me feel like I'm doing too much. Okay. Maybe it just affects you funny. And it does affect a lot of people funny. I know plenty of people who don't like it. Coffee shop with a reversible blackboard for teaching moments. I think so. I think that would work out well, where we can say, all right, let's do it like this. A librarian is never sexualized. Frick, you're so right. Go full stand-up stage. I am not funny enough to have the comedy show. I think that's just AI. Yeah, I think that if we go like library vibes, then that could work. And then that still feels like coffee shop-esque. Maybe like this. This feels... I think this is psychologist's office. Hilarious. This feels like it may have been built by AI. But this kind of rustic look, I like the idea of. We get a nice plush couch. We got some bookshelves. We got some funky photos. We have the blackboard. Marion the librarian. That's cute. I just realized why this discussion seems weird to me. Coffee shop is what Dutch call the cafes at Salwi. Yes, I remember having that when I was in Amsterdam, and looking up when I was looking things up. It had the coffee shop or cafe, I think. And so yeah, there definitely must be some like jarring feeling going on. What about a sort of study with many leather bound books? Yeah. I like that Molotov. Looks AI, Scrapper. I really do think it is AI, but that is kind of the aesthetic, right? We got a little lamp. We got some eclectic photos. We got some books. Come to think of it, you do look like the streamer I know, but she had an underscore. Hilarious. Good throwback. Classroom is better, but I know it will end in teacher sexism. Yeah, that's the thing. As long as we manage it and get prepared for it. Can you slip the dogs for the game, as in show you my feet? Is that what you mean? Yes, that is what you mean. Yeah, true, Nine Fox. Uni study club. That's cute. Uni study club. All right. So I'll try and find. So I have my friend from my D&D group that is good at interior design. So she already ages ago sent me some photos and inspiration, but I'm only now, I think, ready to start actually building on it. So where are, oh gosh, we talk a lot. Yeah, this is kind of the inspo that she sent me. There's a little bit more. So I'll show you a little bit at a time. So it's kind of like a little mix of both. And then, so there's the fairy lights. I guess some coffee shops kind of have students studying anyway. And there's the coffee shop aesthetic. So yeah, maybe we try and get a little mix of both. I really, really like, oops. I knew I was about to turn that off. I really, like, if I could make it look exactly like that, then maybe with like a blackboard instead of the tapestry, then I think that's basically the vibe that I would love to achieve. And it'd be so cozy. Ooh, New York industrial style. Yeah, that could work. Anyhow, so I will try and work on that. I think I probably would have to drop my camera a little bit so I can sit further back. A jail theme could be cool and have a captive audience. That's very, very funny. I like that. Not there to buy coffee, just use the PowerPoints for the laptop. Amen. The coffee shop that I go to is full of students. Southampton is a little bit of a student town. And so it's the exact same thing. They're there for hours and they're just tipping away at, on their laptops. I actually did go to the coffee shop last week. There's like 3 coffee shops I go to, and all of them for different reasons. And this one in particular I go to because it has a garden. So on a really nice day, a day like today, that's when I would go to the garden coffee shop, get maybe an iced coffee instead of a hot one. And last week I went there and there was this girl who was just typing away on her laptop, and then she called her friend, or I couldn't quite figure out what the relationship was, but it was basically one of those friends who so the girl who called was like, "Can you help me write this email?" And there were so many times because she's just reading the entire email out loud because she's relaying it to her friend on the phone. And I can hear the friend. She didn't have headphones in. And so I can hear the friend's responses on what sounds the best way to write this email. And it was so hard for me to not contribute. I really wanted to be like, because I'm definitely like 10 years older than her. She's She was going into her 3rd year, so she probably would be exactly 20 now. So I'm definitely 10 years older than her. And I really was just sitting there being like, Clem, don't say anything. Don't say anything. This is something for her to go through. Yeah, at least she wasn't using AI. This is something for her to go through. They need to learn this. But it was just so funny overhearing. But essentially, the whole goss was that she's studying psychology and some business kind of thing, and she didn't want to do a particular subject. So the email was basically writing to the professor, hey, I don't want to do your subject, but I don't know what else I want to do. How is this going to affect my grade and my end of year how's it going to affect my degree, basically? And I was just like, oh my gosh, just do the course, girly. Like, just do the course. And look, it's fine. She might not want to do the course, but everything that she was saying, I was like, just do the bloody course. It took so long for her. I think over an hour they were still talking about this one email. And I really just think she should have just done the course. It didn't sound... that's... Anyway. If she didn't want to do the course, I could have told her the better words to do, but she and her friend got through it, maybe. Anyway, I do love the cheesy dad jokes. I really do. Water and class and learning stuff don't even need to be a class. Maybe homeschool. That would be more accurate for me. I think I'm going to head out early. Yeah, good idea. It's late. Well, you say early, but it's still late in New Zealand. Ah, very nice. Enjoy. Well, thank you so much, Sea Mama, and we'll see you next time. Coffee's good in class is also good. Yeah, and that's a problem, is right. I will try and achieve both. Peace out. Bye, Prime. How will they learn if those who have already learned don't pass on the information? W eavesdropping. The thing is, I feel like her friend was like very articulate. I don't know if it was maybe an older sister or something, but she definitely called that friend for a reason, right? So she's trying to craft, basically she was trying to craft this email so that she can get out of doing a particular course that she I'm going to be so upfront that she just couldn't be bothered doing. There really was all there was to it. I was eavesdropping for a long time because I really couldn't escape it. They were talking out loud and I'm just sipping away at my iced coffee playing Pokemon. There's not really any way for me to not hear them unless I put my own headphones in. And everything I picked up from that is that she just was... And look, I haven't gone to uni. Uni is stressful, I'm sure. But it really just sounded like she couldn't be bothered doing it, or that because she's like, I don't know what I would do instead. So she clearly needs to do a course for her degree, and she doesn't know what she wants to do, but she knows she doesn't want to do this particular one, and she was trying to ask the professor that runs the course how that would affect her grade or whatever. But she also had no contingency plans. So I was like, girl, just do the course. Just do it. Anyhow. You know the phone can shut the hell up. And even just headphones. Like, come on. I come from a city that was multiple times winner of the title Reading Capital of the World. Oh, we're at these rooms at our libraries that were built for children's storytelling. Oh, that sounds magical. That sounds really beautiful, Molotov. Big shout out to Mike Jones. Ice Wiggly. Aw, like Narnia. That's cute. My son told me that the best food in London is Wingstop. I've never heard of Wingstop, but that sounds like it would be somewhere that you would go and eat chicken, and I don't eat chicken. Anyway, guys, I think I'm pretty happy to start playing some games. We will still be chatting because basically there's going to be a lot of waiting around. So if you guys are over on YouTube and you want to keep on hanging out, I recommend popping over to Twitch. You can technically watch along on YouTube at the XClem Plays YouTube channel. However, you won't be able to live chat. So if you want to continue live chatting, come hang out on Twitch. But we are going to end it there for the yap session, mainly because if we are going to continue yapping, we should probably start getting a work on this beard. The beard is Arthur Morgan's beard in Red Dead Redemption 2. We're almost at the end of the game, and I've been working so hard on getting the biggest Hagrid-looking beard, and Haggard-looking beard, and we're not there. So basically, the next 2 hours of our time will be fully dedicating to that endeavor, which means a lot of yapping along the way. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Wait, look up Wingstop work 10 hours. Okay, we will look this up before we end because I don't know what this is. I feel it in my bones. I work 10 hours? You've got the viral hangry mood down perfectly. After 10 hours of work and 0 calories, all anyone wants is 10-piece lemon. Okay. I mean, okay, we're gonna watch this first. Oh gosh, that's not the best way to do it. Because it's only 30 seconds, so why not? And then that will give you guys an opportunity to come hang out on Twitch and switch over. Thanks, Molotov. Much appreciated. Okay, before we go, let's watch this together, shall we? Volume warning. Oh yeah, I should put my headphones on. Should I turn it down? People really like Wingstop. I don't know Wingstop. I will turn it down as well. I'll turn it down to 50. Yeah. Oh, you guys should have a look too. Can we actually get a full version, please? I worked in... Oh, it's a song, is it? Okay. Let's watch it. Look, I'm sure that the version of this I was supposed to watch is without the music and instrument in the background where she's literally just crashing out. But nonetheless, let's continue. Thank you, Optimus.
I'm fucking starving, Squid! What did you eat today? I ate nothing!
I do find the musicians who turn these viral clips into this, they're very goddamn talented. It's very, very impressive. Oh my gosh. You are meant to hear it with the music. It's not quite the same without it. Anyway, we get the idea. This is the one that's more famous. Okay, cool. As I guess because that's the one that turned up, that is the one that's meant to be watched nonetheless. I worked 10 hours! It's just annoying without it. Okay. Good point. It needs the comedic relief. Clem's real name is Clarice. Yes, exactly. Hello. Well, Clem. I have a Wingstop near me, but I've never tried it as there is a Nando's 2 doors down. Nando's is also in Australia, so that's somewhere where I've been over there. It's a classic. I mean, it was good. Like, I don't have much to say about it. It was just like, yep, I get it. There are a lot of things that we watch that end up with me with this face. And this is not one of them. It was just like, oh yeah. Like, relatable, I guess. What did I eat? Nothing. I feel that, girl. I feel that. Exactly, Swiggly. But I don't want chicken. I'm a vegetarian. Anyway, guys, like I said, on YouTube, that is where we're going to end it. But thanks for hanging out today. If you have enjoyed yourself, consider subscribing. And I will see you again sometime soon in the future. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe the day after. That's all. Bye, YouTube. Thank you. See you later. Appreciate ya. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Bye.